Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into one of the absolute most misunderstood exotic pets on the planet, the pixie frog. Now, I know what you're thinking. With a name like that, you're probably picturing this tiny, delicate little creature just sitting peacefully on a lily pad, right? Well, prepare to have your mind completely blown. Let's dig into the fascinating facts straight from the experts over at TankZen, and trust me, we're going to uncover the wild, brutal truth about this animal. Okay, let's dive into this. The very first myth we've got to bust together is the name itself. When I first heard pixie, I thought, oh, it must be small. But it doesn't mean small at all. It's literally just the first four letters of its scientific genus, Pyxophalus. What we are actually looking at here is the African giant bullfrog. This is a chunky, highly territorial predator that demands serious respect. That cute common name, it's basically a linguistic trap, and it has fooled countless novice amphibian keepers. The contrast between what people expect and what they actually bring home is honestly just staggering. The common myth is that, because these frogs often sit perfectly still, they must make for an easy, docile starter pet. The reality? That slow pace is actually a calculated ambush tactic. This is an aggressive predator armed with Vomerine teeth. Those are sharp, bony, fang-like ridges located right inside the roof of their mouth, and they use them to grip struggling prey. When threatened or startled, they will bite hard, and yes, they absolutely can draw blood. In fact, experienced keepers know you have to treat them with the exact same caution you'd use when handling a biting lizard. To really grasp just how far from a tiny pixie this animal actually is, just look at the sheer weight. Adult males can frequently hit that massive 1 to 2 pound mark, measuring an astonishing 4 to 6 inches long. And it's wild because the males are dramatically larger than the females, which typically only reach 2 to 3 inches and weigh less than a pound. So if you're bringing a male pixie frog into your home, you are bringing in a remarkably heavy, densely packed, aggressive eating machine. It's a true heavyweight of the amphibian world. Section 1. A decades-long commitment. Having established the sheer, unexpected mass and power of this animal, we need to talk about the serious responsibility of actually keeping one. When you acquire one of these frogs, you are signing up for a major life event. 25 years. Let that sink in for a second. Captive lifespans of 15 to 25 years are incredibly well documented for these guys, and some dedicated keepers have even reported their pixie frogs living past 30 years. It's absolutely essential to understand that bringing home an African giant bullfrog is not a weekend impulse purchase you make at a reptile expo. It's potentially a multi-decade relationship. You could literally be passing this frog down to your kids. Section 2. Building the perfect habitat. Let's look at how to build the everyday reality of keeping them alive and thriving. For a single adult, you're going to need a minimum 20-gallon front-opening terrarium, though large males often require a 40-gallon enclosure just to function, move, and dig comfortably like the little bulldozers they are. And the absolutely most critical choice you'll make for that tank is the substrate. Pixie frogs are natural burrowers. Deep, moist substrate is completely non-negotiable. They need 4 to 6 inches to dig down into so they can feel secure and regulate their body moisture. Coconut fiber, organic topsoil without fertilizers, or a bioactive mix, those are your best options. Now, you must absolutely avoid gravel, bark chips, or fine sand. Why? Because these frogs violently launch themselves at their prey, and they frequently swallow giant mouthfuls of whatever is underneath them. If they swallow gravel or sand, it blocks their digestive tract and causes a fatal gut impaction. It's a completely preventable tragedy, so just stick to the safe dirt. And this brilliantly illustrates the strict parameters required to maintain their environment. You're aiming for a daytime temperature of 78 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, dropping slightly at night with a steady humidity of 50 to 70%. Because they need that deep substrate we just talked about, most experienced keepers use an under-tank heater combined with a ceramic heat emitter, all controlled by a highly reliable thermostat. This specific combination handles both day and night heat safely, keeping your amphibian warm without aggressively drying out that crucial moist soil. Section 3. Feeding an aggressive predator. Okay, the most action-packed part of keeping a pixie frog is definitely their diet. As aggressive carnivores, they'll eat almost anything that moves and fits into their massive mouths. But look at how their feeding strategies have to shift as they age to keep them healthy. When they're juveniles, under 4 inches, they're growing at an explosive rate. You need to fuel that rapid expansion by feeding them every 2 to 3 days with protein-rich, gut-loaded insects like crickets and dubia roaches. But once they reach adulthood, around 2 years and beyond, their metabolism completely changes. You've got to scale back feeding to every 5 to 7 days. At this stage, they can easily handle larger night crawlers, superworms, and yes, very occasionally, a pinky mouse.
So the crucial point is this. Do not make mice a staple of their diet. It's a highly dangerous yet surprisingly common myth that giant frogs should eat mice regularly. Rodents are incredibly high in fat. Feeding a pixie frog mice more than twice a month will cause massive obesity, fatal fatty liver disease, and will dramatically shorten that incredible 25-year lifespan we just talked about. Mice are rare treats, period.
Section 4. Avoiding fatal keeper mistakes. Beyond diet, we need to talk about the things that can tragically go wrong. These standard care instructions aren't just rules. They are the actual secrets to your frog's survival. So let's rapid fire through the top 5 fatal errors every keeper must avoid. 1. Like we mentioned, shallow substrate causes chronic stress and prevents their natural behaviors. 2. Overfeeding adults daily leads straight to severe obesity and organ failure. 3. Using unfiltered tap water. The chlorine literally destroys their sensitive skin. 4. Housing 2 territorial males together. Remember, they are ambush predators. If you put 2 males in a single tank, they will fight brutally, and it very often ends in cannibalism. And 5. Handling them too much. These are fundamentally display animals, guys. Limit your handling to just 1 or 2 short times a week to keep their stress levels safely down.
This brings us to a deeply vital warning. Did you know that according to the Association of Reptilian and Amphibian Veterinarians, chemical skin absorption is a leading preventable cause of illness in captive amphibians? Frogs literally absorb moisture directly through their skin. That means any hand lotion, soap residue, insect repellent, or chlorinated tap water on your fingers gets absorbed straight into their bloodstream. This single oversight, failing to thoroughly wash and rinse your hands with plain, dechlorinated water before touching them, sends more captive frogs to the vet than improper diets do. It's chemical contamination, and it is 100% preventable.
After all of this incredible information, I really want to leave you with a provocative question to help you assess your readiness, especially based on the intense reality check we've just run through. Are you truly prepared for a 25-year commitment to a 2-pound aggressive burrowing predator? It's an incredibly rewarding experience to care for one of these magnificent creatures, no doubt about it. But it absolutely demands respect, careful preparation, and long-term consistency. If your answer to that question is yes, or if you just want to dig deeper into the fascinating world of the African giant bullfrog, your absolute next stop is the TankZen blog. They have the complete, comprehensive care guide that we drew this explainer from, and it includes a full equipment breakdown, a step-by-step enclosure setup, and exactly what it's going to cost you to get started. It's the ultimate key to a successful relationship with this incredible beast. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.